Welcome to this module on Understanding Adversary in the Middle, AiTM, Phishing, and Cloud Token Theft. Cybercriminals are continually evolving their tactics, and it's essential for every employee to recognize the risks and take proactive measures to stay protected. By the end of this module, you will be able to 1. Understand how AiTM phishing and cloud token theft leads to a multi-stage business email compromise in today's cybersecurity landscape. 2. Identify best practices that you, as an employee, can adopt to reduce your personal risk and help secure your organization. Cybersecurity landscape. Let's explore how attackers are exploiting vulnerabilities with advanced tactics such as AiTM phishing and token theft. AiTM phishing attacks. Attackers create fake websites to intercept user credentials and authentication session cookies. These attacks are effective even against multi-factor authentication, MFA, because they capture the session token, granting them access to accounts. Cloud token. Theft attackers steal authentication tokens stored in the browser or session memory to bypass MFA and maintain persistent access to cloud systems without needing passwords. Multi-stage business email compromise, BEC, AiTM, and token theft often lead to BEC attacks, where compromised accounts are used to manipulate financial transactions, causing significant financial and reputational damage. Key characteristics of AiTM phishing attacks. Interception of authentication. 1. Attackers set up a phishing site that acts as a proxy between the victim and the legitimate authentication service. When the victim enters their credentials and MFA code, the malicious proxy intercepts this information and retrieves the session token. Second session token. Replay. By stealing the session token, attackers gain unauthorized access to the victim's account without needing their password or MFA code. The stolen token is replayed to impersonate the user, enabling persistent access to resources. 3. Sophistication in multi-stage campaigns. AiTM phishing attacks are often the entry point for broader campaigns, such as business email compromise, BEC, where attackers use compromised accounts to carry out financial fraud, data theft, or lateral movement within the organization. Example: attack flow. 1. Phishing link. The victim receives a phishing email directing them to a fake login page. 2. Proxy authentication. The fake page forwards the victim's credentials and MFA code to the legitimate service, acquiring the session token. 3. Token theft. The attacker uses the stolen session token to access the victim's account, bypassing further authentication. 4. Further exploitation. Compromised accounts are used for financial fraud, sensitive data theft, or spreading malware. Overview of token theft. Token theft is a sophisticated cyber attack method where attackers steal authentication tokens to impersonate users and access sensitive data. Tokens are digital artifacts issued by an identity provider (IDP) after successful authentication, allowing users to access resources without re-authenticating. Attackers exploit token theft to bypass multi-factor authentication, MFA, and maintain unauthorized access as long as the token is valid. How tokens work. Session tokens act as a season pass, granting long-term access by enabling the issuance of resource-specific access tokens. Access tokens act as a single ride ticket, providing limited access to specific resources for a shorter duration. Tokens can be refreshed or reissued based on the organization's security policies or when risk conditions change. Stolen session tokens allow attackers to generate unlimited new access tokens, enabling prolonged access to sensitive data. Stolen access tokens allow temporary access to specific resources. The user often remains unaware since the original token is still functional. How token theft happens. Attackers acquire tokens through methods like 1. Malware on client devices. Phishing links install malicious code that copies tokens. 2. Network interception, copying tokens as they pass through compromised proxies or routers. 3. Server logs, extracting tokens stored insecurely in application or network logs. Key characteristics of multi-stage BEC attacks. 1. Initial compromise. attackers typically use adversary in the middle, AiTM, phishing, or token theft to steal credentials or authentication tokens. This enables unauthorized access to email accounts even when multi-factor authentication, MFA, is enabled. 2. Reconnaissance and lateral movement. After compromising an email account, attackers analyze email content, contact lists, and ongoing business communications to identify high-value targets, such as finance teams or external vendors. They may also move laterally to compromise additional accounts or systems. 3. Execution of fraudulent activity. Using the compromised account, attackers craft convincing phishing emails or initiate fraudulent transactions, often impersonating trusted parties. Examples include instructing finance teams to redirect payments to attacker-controlled accounts, sending malicious emails to other employees or business partners to further compromise systems, exfiltrating sensitive business data for sale or blackmail. Best practices. Either as a member of the IT team or as an employee, you both can play a critical role in defending against these threats. Here are 3 practical steps you should take. Reduce the risk of successful token theft use. Secure devices. Ensure employees use company-approved devices that meet security standards. Avoid giving users administrative privileges on their devices to reduce the risk of malware. Keep devices protected with the latest antivirus software. Encrypt data on devices to protect sensitive information if the device is lost or stolen. Identify and block compromised mobile devices, such as those that have been jailbroken or rooted. Secure Windows systems. Enable features like Credential Guard on Windows computers to protect login details and make them harder to steal. 2. Prevent malicious use of stolen tokens. Add extra token security. Set up policies to ensure stolen login tokens can't be reused on different devices. Monitor for risks. Create rules that require extra verification, like a password or multi-factor authentication, MFA, if a login appears risky, e.g., from an unusual location. Act quickly on suspicious activity. Use tools to automatically block access when unusual activity is detected. Restrict access by location. Limit access to company systems to specific trusted networks to prevent stolen tokens from being used in unsafe places. 3. Be prepared to detect and investigate attacks that use stolen tokens. Watch for unusual activity. Use tools to detect suspicious behavior, such as logins from unexpected locations or devices. Centralize monitoring. Use a single system to track and investigate alerts for possible security threats. Respond to threats. Quickly disable accounts or reset passwords if suspicious activity is detected to prevent further damage. Cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. By staying informed about threats like AiTM phishing and token theft and adopting the best practices covered in this module, you can help safeguard both your personal and organizational security. Thank you for your attention. Stay proactive, stay secure,